Hello everyone, it's Karen and welcome to another video. Now today we're going to do something I've never done before. I'm going to go over 2 box sets in one video. Now the reason why I'm doing this is because I was trying to figure out what to do for a video, and I was looking around my music room and downstairs, and I saw these 2 box sets again. I thought I could do a video about both of them. Now I've done a video on one of them like years ago, one of my early videos, but it wasn't really well recorded, so so I thought I would reshoot it and talk about the other one, because they're both sort of linked, and I think pretty much people know what I'm going to talk about. It's these 2. The George Harrison Dark Horse Years box and George Harrison The Apple Years. Now these 2 are very similar. They're both similar packaged, as I say. They both are like eras, certain eras of George Harrison's life and career. So yeah, kind of want to talk about these box sets. So one came out, this first one, the Dark Horse Years, this came out in 2004, so 20 years ago now, and the Apple Years was in 2014. So yeah, I'm going to go over the Dark Horse Years one first, since it was the first to come out. Now I did a video of this one back in, I think it was about 2019, and I wasn't that pleased with it because I shot it quite far, and you didn't get to see it quite clear. So I thought I would reshoot it and just redo it. So here it is. The Dark Horse Years box, really nice picture of George on the front, like that's a blue colour. The top, Dark Horse logo. Side, similar. Back with all the content, and the bottom is just like, I think, a little thing that came with it, the technical details. This one's not brilliant. This one's got a bit of tape around the top because the lid sort of came off, but hey ho, it is what it is. Can't do anything about it. So I'm going to go over this one first. This came out in 2004, and this is quite a difficult one to get a hold of. I was able to get a hold of this one back in 2015. I used Easter money for this this box, so yeah, really glad I got it. And so yeah, I'm just going to go over it now, and you just put the lid off like that, and out come the CDs at that side like that. So the CDs are 33 1/3, George Harrison, Somewhere in England, Gone Tropical, Cloud 9, and Live in Japan, and a DVD. So there we go. I'm just going to put it like that, so slide it out like that. There we go. So there's all the content. CDs inside of the first one. I'll just put that one to the side there. So the first one up, now George Harrison had through the years been keen on trying to remaster his catalogue, and he did a re-release of All Things Must Pass, but then he passed away in November 2001, so it was left to his family to sort of finish off and fulfill one of George's wishes. So they did that, and here it is, the first one, 33 1/3. Originally released in 1976. They all come in these bonus tracks with these plastic cases. And the bonus track up is Tears of the World. Don't know this album, this is one I need to listen to. But I do have that on vinyl. I have most of these on vinyl, apart from a few, but I'll say them later on. And here's the self-titled George Harrison album, originally released in 1979. I've heard the odd bits and pieces or two, but I need to hear the album as a full. Some of the artwork, they've differented the artwork a little bit. I don't have my vinyl copies on me at the moment, so I can't compare them, but they have sort of modernised the artwork a little bit. But yeah, I like that cover. It's a nice picture of George in like the kind of green. It's really nice. And the bonus track on this one is Here Comes the Moon demo version, and I think I said the bonus track on this one was Tears of the World, which was one of these Somewhere in England leftovers, or ones that were intended for that. And speaking of that, here's the next one, Somewhere in England. And I have heard this album, it's a really, really good album. I like Blood from a Clone, Life Itself all those years ago, Teardrops, Writings on the Wall. So yeah, really good album. Now this, of course, as we all know, was the original cover that George Harrison intended for the album, which I have the vinyl of, but I forgot to pull it up. It was changed from this to a picture of George in front of a painting in in an art gallery. So that was changed. And the track listing is how we got it in 1981, because they had a completely different track listing, and 4 songs were taken out and 4 songs were replaced. I'll probably talk about the album individually in a review and discuss it and sort of say what was what. And so, but not a bad album, really good album. I know some people don't like it, but I like it. Gone Tropical, now 1982. Now this is an album that I'm not particularly keen on, and I know some people aren't. The bonus track on Somewhere in England, I should have said, is Save the World demo version. But Gone Tropical, as I said, this is an album I'm not particularly keen on. 1982, Wake Up My Love, That's the Way It Goes, title track, but the rest is very kind of hit and miss. And the bonus track here is Mystical One Demo, so there's that one. I do like the cover, they're very colourful and whatnot. And the disc design's quite nice. And this one comes with a poster, which I'll probably show when I do a review on it. I think part of the reason was kind of George was just going through the motions at the time of recording that album. He kind of had to do it for like Warner Brothers, who were the distributors behind Dark Horse. But then he came back strong in 1987 with this album, Cloud 9. Again, brilliant album. I really like this one. Produced with Jeff Lynne, 1987. Like the title track, That's What It Takes, This Is Love, Devil's Radio, When We Was Fab, and Got My Mind Set on You. Yeah, solid album, brilliant album. And there were 2 additional tracks, which are Shine High Surprise and Zigzag. Now, Zigzag, I think, was one of the B-sides of Cloud 9. I could be right or I could be wrong, but I'm not sure. There's that one. And then in 1992 was the live album, Live in Japan with the Eric Clapton Band. Now, it's a bit like the Beatles' White Album. It's a bit difficult to see, but if you put it close to light, hold on, you can see George's face embossed in the cover. I think that's really quite cool. There's the back cover. That's a bit more easier picture of George. Haven't had this live album, so I don't know what it's like. But this was with the Eric Clapton Band in Japan. Excuse me. And there's the songs in there. Don't have this on vinyl yet. I'm still on the lookout for it on vinyl, but hopefully find it for a not too terrible price. But I know it was reissued, so I might try and get hold of that one. Now this one's a SACD, and it means Super Audio CD. It can be played in regular systems or in like 5.1 multi-speaker systems. But yeah, interesting. So I'll try and give that one else. And like I said, this one comes with a book and a DVD. This has all like the music videos, interviews, and footage from live in Japan as well, which is interesting. So this was George's own label that he started after Apple, which he'd been on since the Beatles. Liner notes, pictures, whatnot. Newspaper articles. That's a nice picture of him and Ringo during the Cloud 9 era. And there was also another George album that was released around about that time called Brainwash, which was the posthumous album. The DVD's just there, which was the posthumous album in 2002. But I think because that was only just not long released and was only 2 years old, they didn't include it, which I suppose makes sense. But I'll definitely try and get hold of Brainwashed on CD and vinyl as a individual album at some point. Given that that's not in the box set. Right, so that's Dark Horse Years box from 2004. If you can get it for a reasonable price, then definitely get it. But you can always get the albums standalone individually, I think, with the box. So put that to the side. Now the Apple Years box. Now I got this one before the Dark Horse box. I got this one in the Christmas of 2014 when it came out. So it's almost 10 years I've had it, as it came out in 2014. This is all the Apple albums from like 1968 to 1975. Dark Horse was 76 to 92. So there's the Apple Years box. There's the front, and they're much laid out similar design. The Apple logo at the top side, the windows of George's home. As you can see, he's painting it on the back, the bottom. And the albums are Wonderwall Music, Electronic Sound, All Things Must Pass, Live in the Material World, Dark Horse, an extra texture, and a DVD of the Apple Years. So yeah, so look at that again. Lays out similar like that. And just take it out like so. And the book's in there as well. And it even comes with the little leaflet for the Dark Horse box as well. So yeah, really, really cool to have that one. Okay, here's Wonderwall Music. I don't have this one on vinyl, and maybe it's just as well because it's one of George's 2 experimental albums, so they don't really interest me as much as some of his other albums. They all come with books. I think that's the original inner sleeve that it came in. And they all reproduce the Apple label very nicely. Again, that was 1968, and again with this one, Electronic Sound 1969. Don't have this one on vinyl. Again, it's another experimental album, so it doesn't really interest me as much as some of the other albums. So maybe it's just, well, I don't have this one on vinyl. And this one was on the Zapple label, which was like a label that they did experimental stuff on, which John and Yoko done an experimental album on as well. Again, don't have that. Don't have any of the experimental stuff because they don't really interest me as much. And they all come with books, which I probably should show. Anyway. Then we have All Things Must Pass. Now, this was George's first solo after the Beatles split. Is there any bonus tracks on Wonderwall Music? There's some bonus tracks on Wonderwall Music which are In the First Place by the Remo 4, Almost Shankara, and the Inner Light Alternate Take Instrumental. That was a Beatles B-side. I don't think there's any bonus tracks on this one. This one has quite a few bonus tracks on this, which are I Live For You, Beware of Darkness, Let It Down, What Is Life, instrumental, and My Sweet Lord, the 2000 version, which was him re-recording My Sweet Lord for the All Things Must Pass 30th anniversary set, which this one is. It was really a triple vinyl set, because I've got this on vinyl in the box set, but this is a 2 CD edition, as it says in the tracks there. And there's the contributors to the album. Produced with Phil Spector, Ringo on the drums, Klaus Vormann on bass, and Klaus Vormann was a friend of the Beatles who'd known them since the Hamburg days. Billy Preston on keyboards, Eric Clapton on guitar. Yeah, really, really good album. I haven't heard it, I've heard bits and pieces, but should be a good album. Next line notes from George at the time in 2001. Picture of George, that's the poster for All Things Must Pass. That's a modern picture of George, and this comes with a poster, which I think is the yeah, just like the one that we got in the original vinyl, which my copy doesn't have, unfortunately. And it comes with the inners, much like the originals did in 1970, and they're on an orange apple label, which is very interesting. We had the American version of Let It Be had a red apple. Ringo's single Back Off Boogaloo had a blue apple, and now we've got an orange apple. Very interesting. Because the Apple labels was usually green in the 60s and 70s, but sometimes it would often alter colours. And also Ringo's Blast From Your Past album was on a red apple as well, so very kind of interesting that happened there. These next two I have on vinyl, apart from the third one. Living in the Material World, 1973 album. This one doesn't have the concert for Bangladesh. I need to get hold of that one at some point, which I will probably try and do at some point, get hold of the concert of Bangladesh. Actually, that's the gatefold from the vinyl. And, oh, that's the booklet in there. This one I think might be the booklet or the inner sleeve, I'm not sure. That was the label to the original vinyl back in the day. So yep, that's Living in the Material World, 1973. Dark Horse, 1974. Again, I have this one on vinyl. A lot of Beatle George fans don't like this album as much. I haven't heard it, so I can't say if it's good or bad. Again, the booklet in there. There's the what was the original, the inner sleeve, and that's the original vinyl version label. The bonus tracks this one are I Don't Care Anymore and an early take of Dark Horse. I should have said what the alternate takes were for Living in the Material World. They were Deep Blue, Miss O'Dell and Bangladesh, so they were all like single tracks. Yeah, but Dark Horse, I like the cover, a really interesting cover. There's like the guy with the Capitol Records logo shirt, the Parlophone logo shirt, the Dark Horse logo shirt, the Apple Records shirt. So kind of interesting. It's almost kind of like George Harrison's school photo, and that's him at the top, but he's kind of altered it a little bit. So yeah, kind of interesting that. And the last one in the Apple years was Extra Texture, 1975. The only George Harrison Apple album that I'm missing on vinyl, but I will definitely get a hold of it at some point. It's like and like the original vinyl, it's textured. You can it feels like a rough sort of texture, as you can see, much like the original vinyl was. Let's picture George down there. And the bonus track is this guitar can't keep from crying on platinum weird version. Don't know what that one's all about. There's the inner sleeve. Picture of George looking sort of, and that's a little thing down here. Oh no, not him again, which is quite interesting, funny. Picture George on the other side there. So yeah, that's really cool. And then here's the book. Again, much like the Dark Horse, this one's kind of made sort of similar. Oh, and you can get some like really nice glossy pages on it as well. That's Danny Harrison liner notes there, who's George's son. All the album covers in there. All the credits and whatnot. That's the DVD. The DVD, I think, comes with like what does it come with? Let me try and find out what it says on the inside. Comes with like some like EPKs, videos and stuff. So promo clips. So quite a lot of stuff in here. I would imagine. So there we go, that's me going over the All Things Must Pass, the Apple years and the Dark Horse years box sets. Hope you enjoyed this video. Kind of wanted to do a video because I've not done one for a while and I kind of wasn't sure what to do. Done a lot of Elvis content, so I wanted to kind of step back and do another different video for a bit. So yeah. There's all the two box sets. Hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to get them, yeah, definitely get those box sets if you can. Or if you can't afford the box sets, you can always get the albums individually. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you for the next video.